Now go.
Everybody, it is August 2nd. That snuck up on me. August 2nd, 2019, I think.
It's July 4th, 1847.
It's 1972 and rations are low. We hope you're doing great. We're doing great.
As we are.
We had a great past weekend of sports. If you follow our scores, we did pretty well. I'd say.
Yeah. Always.
Well.
Yeah, we don't even have to check it, we know.
We know who won this game right here, but that's okay because if you can manage over 500, coast your way to victory a little bit. Breezes is coming back. All right, He's sticking his hand in the fountain of youth. He's gonna have a baptized hand. It's gonna be healed, a healer. He's been hanging out with Mike Trout just to get the thumb advice.
That game was pretty close, man. Teddy Bridgewater got sacked.
Dude, look, all he's got to do is not turn the ball over. Our defense is so good to where we can use the run game. He can get those short passes out there, those screens, bubble, maybe a post if we're lucky.
Give it to Alvin. That would be my.
But you don't want to hurt him. The thing is, you don't want to put the workload on him too much while Drew's gone. You hurt him. You got to even it out. Latavius Murray's been in a lot. He started this last week's
game. Give it to Michael.
That was probably the most boring game of the week, but it was a football game.
It came down to the wire.
It came down to the wire. Yeah, a field goal. That's always a very riveting moment that everybody goes through. But it is good, especially when you're playing America's team. Am I right?
Hey.
But there was a lot of good action last week. We're not going to focus on last week too much because we like to live in the present. Okay. We are going to focus on this Rams-Seahawks game coming on tomorrow night, son.
Yeah, it's one of my top 5 games.
I'd say it's one of my top 5 as well, son. What are you thinking about this game? How are we running through it? Huh? How are we running through this one? Offense for the Rams is 7th in the NFL.
What's going on? We talked about Jared Goff earlier.
The Rams have won the last 3 matchups here. Jared Goff he's had a slump. He's been in a slump. A little
roller coaster.
Little bit of slump these past couple games, And he hadn't looked like himself.
With that being said, they have one loss to the Buccaneers by 15 points.
Which is what the fuck? That's one of those things where it's like he still had an incredible game, even that game.
Mm-hmm.
Here, let's see how much.
Yeah, it's pretty rare you score 40 points in the NFL and fucking lose.
And lose. Yeah, it's definitely not normal to do. But at the same time, it's like it's the NFL. That's what's good about the NFL is that the talent is so stout. You're gonna have a lot more upsets in the NFL. I feel like because the talent's evenly distributed.
Yeah, for sure.
You're going to still have your upsets where, like, your North Carolinas, who just were the first Power 5 loss to Appalachian State since that 07 Michigan game. Okay.
Michigan State. Michigan.
Hey, not Michigan State. They do different things with gymnastics and teachers and stuff. But
Nasser.
But the Wolverines, that set the tone for Appalachian State to go on, some 13 years later, and beat a North Carolina team that almost beat a Clemson team. Now, that argument could be made for Appalachian State.
This team also, you talk about coming into Knoxville 2016, taking it to the wire.
First game of the season.
I mean, this team was supposed to be something.
Number 10 in the nation coming out of the gate. Hey, we're not going to talk about that too much. Jared Goff it was not even a slump. But right now, he's got 1,254 yards.
6 TDs.
And it's not 6 TDs, his QBR is 38.
He's 111 for 173.
Not too good. Not too good at all.
Looks like Cooper Kupp is paid pretty handsome from Goff. Yeah. 3 of those touchdowns. 388 yards.
Do you think the Rams are going to be in the NFC Championship? Because you've got a list of contenders. You've got them.
Do.
Chicago is not looking as stout as I thought they were going to, but that can change. It's still very early.
49ers.
Green Bay.
49ers are 3-0.
Green Bay
for sure.
And then the Saints.
I don't think the Cowboys will be in there. Yeah, the Saints.
The
are
Cowboys
threat.
could definitely be in there.
I just feel like the Cowboys, before they lost to the Saints, they were the weakest 3-0 team.
They had the weakest schedule. I don't know about the weakest team. Their defense is legit.
The weakest 3-0 team. The weakest team in the NFL is probably the Dolphins.
Right. No. I'm just saying the weakest 3-0 team. Like they've got the potential. It's just they need to.
Or the Broncos.
It's like on offense they're not bad. The Saints defense has not got enough credit. I mean they've got their secondary definitely has some holes that need to be filled. But Marshawn Lattimore is a threat. Eli Apple is, Eli Apple. And then you've got your playmakers. You got your Marcus Williams out there. You've got your B.J. Williams. It's Demario Davis is a game changer. Demario Davis is keeping that middle locked up. He's getting on the outside a little bit there. I like Cam Jordan's keeping it locked up. Sheldon Rankins, he returned last game. It's been a great season for them.
Been running.
But no, man, I do think that the NFC is a little more stacked. The AFC, you're looking at like the Chiefs and New England. I mean, that's who I think is going to be longevity wise. I don't think San Diego could be able to pull it out, but it's like I don't know, man. Cleveland could get hot. Cleveland once they get in their stride, I think that they could be a very dangerous team.
They're looking for their momentum.
And they are playing a good San Francisco team here. The Giants.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Get it?
Hey,
49ers.
the New York Football Giants.
The New York Football, the goddamn Jets. Which we'll get to. Probably not, actually. But they play Philly this upcoming week, and that's going to be an exciting matchup. What are your top 5 games of this upcoming week, Austin Carlisle?
Of the week.
How are we feeling?
First one, we got Packers and Cowboys.
Ooh, I like that.
Both teams 3-1. But I'm going to go ahead and go with the Rodgers. I think they can get it done. I like Devontae Adams. I like the offense. And, I like Mike McCarthy. Even though he's dead.
So you've got with that game, the Packers have won 2 out of the last 3 matchups, with them winning the 2 most recent matchups. Now that's a combined total of only looks like here I can't do simple math very well, but that's like an 7-point margin, 2 games that they've won. So it's going to be a tight one.
Oh yeah,
I have reason to believe. But
it's at home. I could also see the Cowboys bouncing back.
Yeah, it's in Jerry's world.
It is in Jerry's world.
It's in Jerry's world, and you know how shit goes in Jerry's world. It goes Jerry's way.
Yeah, you live in it, and he funds it.
I think that it could be a potentially dangerous game for the Packers, but they're already. Both 3-1 teams, both battling for an NFC title shot, Super Bowl appearance, Super Bowl. And I think that this one's going to be one where they lay it all out on the fucking field.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be a dogfight
for sure.
And it's an historic matchup.
It is. Two old heads.
Right. So
that's my second. Browns 49ers. I think the Browns could potentially upset.
No, I think the Browns definitely. So they're going to be. They're going to be in Levi.
Yep.
The Browns have actually won 2 out of the last 3 matchups, and these have been tighter games as well. The biggest margin's 14 points in December 13th, 2015. I think when they had like 1 win. And then they have an 11. Got a 11 game win streak here. So did you know that the San Francisco 49ers have the 4th best ranked offense and the 3rd best ranked defense in the league right now? Did you know that?
I did not.
Well, hey, did you know that the defense and offense of the Browns are 12 and 13? Offense being 12.
Looks like the Shanahan way.
Hey, I'll tell you something. Hey, so do you think Freddie Kitchens is the man for the job, honestly?
So far, yeah.
You like him? I think he communicates well with Baker.
Yes. And that's all that matters nowadays. You got to build your team around your key players.
Is Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers going to be a big problem in the grand scheme of things? Do you think that they're going to be able to work it out? Because Aaron Rodgers has not been putting up the numbers that Aaron Rodgers puts up.
That's true. I think you give it some time. They may just take some time for chemistry to sync up a little bit.
Right.
But
I can see it.
See it happens. Matt LaFleur's smart.
He is.
He's a good offensive mind.
My sinuses, man. I don't like it.
My other game, Jags and Panthers.
Okay.
I love McCaffrey.
I actually had that at the 4 spot.
Now, the reason I like this game here is
because
we all know football's a run-based game.
Yes.
They now have a running
foundation,
back.
If you will.
He is
Who's they?
White, the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they have a legit running back.
He's a
which will
White.
open up that pass game, which is Cam Newton.
Right.
So they could be scary.
Right.
But also the hot stock in Gardner Minshew.
So I like that. I like Gardner. I think this is going to be a very good game.
Now Gardner could potentially be a butt. This guy could not even be in the NFL in 3 years.
Right.
But right now, go Jags.
But what scares me is that the Panthers do have the 4th-ranked defense in the NFL.
Yes.
So that's probably going to be the best defense that Minshew's seen.
Sean Golden punching balls out.
And Minshew should be 3-0. He did have that shitty call when they didn't review it and Fournette did get in.
Yeah,
they would have won by 1 point.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm taking the Jags. The Panthers got me last week, but I'm going against them again.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Panthers.
Okay.
I don't know why. I like Gardner, but I'm going to take the Panthers.
I like that. Panthers have won the last 3 matchups for what that's worth. They played in 2011, 2015, and 2017. And the last one in 2017, they won by 1 point. So it's going to be a close game. What was your next game?
Vikings Giants. They're both 2-2. It's kind of a garbage game, but I'd like to see, just because he's young, Daniel Jones.
Boy.
I'd like to see Daniel Jones keep going and see if he can start dicing up some defenses.
Right.
It's kind of fun.
So these teams played against each other in 13, 15, and 16, and they've won the last. The Vikings have won the last 2 matchups that they've had against the Giants.
Now Kirk Cousins comes in with better numbers, but he has started all games.
Yep, every game.
3 touchdowns, 735 yards, 64 of 99 passing.
You want to hear another surprising stat?
What?
Giants have the 6th ranked offense in the NFL. 6th. If you'd told me that at the beginning of the year, son, I'd have slapped your mom, or at least told you to.
That's at Jabril Peppers. It's some peppers.
Mm-hmm. Give me the Giants, man. I think that Kirk Cousins has been having problems. Dalvin Cook's a hell of a player.
Mm-hmm.
Dalvin Cook is incredible.
Yeah, he is a good player.
But at the end of the day,
injury prone.
I'm gonna ride this. They don't have Saquon, but that hasn't seemed to matter. And
they got
Saquon,
Evan Ingram, 27 receptions, 331 yards.
Exactly.
I mean, dude, this guy's a bowling ball.
He's a bowling ball. And Saquon Barkley was seen today, already cutting, running, doing drills.
Mm-hmm. Dude,
He's
somebody
a
that trains
monster.
and eats like that gets
He's a
back
freak of
like
nature.
that.
His body is like trained to. I'm gonna heal right now. I don't even get injured ever.
I play football for sport.
I play football
For sport.
For sport.
For sport.
For sport.
Wow.
Yeah. So muscle dry.
Like someone put cotton in my throat.
So I'm gonna take it over here to the NFC. We got a little division rival here.
Ooh, the Buccaneers and the Saints.
Little division rivalry. So the Bucks have actually won the last 2 matchups that we've had. Well, no, they've won 2 out of the last 3. We won the last one, 28-14, but we opened up the season last year losing 48-40. That was that was like the Ryan Fitzmagic spell,
Mm-hmm.
which could very well be a Gardner Minshew type thing.
Yeah.
Or Big Dick Nick.
Big Dick Nick.
Or, whatever. Which, Minshew had a knee injury, but everything's fine. Are you going to be happy if Josh Dobbs... Josh Dobbs, what if he gets in there and just starts slinging that thing? Slinging that thing around.
Let him.
Helicoptering it around.
He should like he should.
Because he's an aerospace major.
He's Rocket Man. He's Astro Dobbs.
He is Astro Dobbs. So it's like we're rooting for that. But we also don't want anything bad to happen to anybody, especially not Mr. Minshew.
Man,
he's an icon, and you got to respect that.
I'm worried about the Saints, man.
Hmm?
I'm just worried about the Saints. Last week against the Cowboys, they scored 12 points.
It's Teddy Bridgecock.
But listen, it was the first time in the Breeze Peyton era that they have won a game without scoring a touchdown.
And that's cool, man. I'm not worried about it. Will Lutz will fucking put the whole team on his back.
He did against the Cowboys, which is pretty crazy.
And that's all we need, man. Look, the defense
The
defense is doing what they need to do.
You know what the Saints remind me of now?
What?
The 2015 or 16 Chiefs where they didn't score a touchdown for like a passing touchdown for like 4 or 5 games.
Alex Smith. Man, look, it's one of those things where they're just gonna have to get it together. I mean, the Saints have the potential to do great things
with Drew Brees.
But at the same time, look at. Okay, so Drew Brees has been out 2 weeks. Seahawks W. Well, yeah, Seahawks W, Cowboys W. We play the Bucks again. I'm confident we can beat the Bucks. Now the Bucks did just shock the Rams, but I think that we can beat them. It is at home in the dome, and I think that's going to be too much for Jameis Winston and Mike Evans. They're not going to be able to do what they did last week. I don't care what anybody says. I think our defense is going to lock them down. The Jags is the next game. I think that we beat the Jags in Jacksonville. That's a 12 p.m. game. That's an afternoon game. That's early.
You want to know a funny stat?
I do.
It's to do with the Titans. They play the Bills this week. But Marcus Mariota.
Which is going to be a sneaky good game.
Dude, Marcus Mariota hasn't had one turnover this whole year.
This whole season.
Okay,
I saw a crazy stat the other day that he's like 4th all time in completion or something.
He's got weird good stats. Like right now, he doesn't seem... Well, he played very good last week against the Falcons. Played very good. It was his best game of the season by far.
Right.
But he's just inconsistent. But he has crazy stats. He hasn't turned over the ball once. I love it.
I want to like Marcus Mariota. I obviously liked him when he was at Oregon. Everybody did. And I think he's a great dude. But at the end of the day, I've been arguing with myself if he's a starting quarterback for the longest time. I just can't fucking bring myself to respect him.
As a fan of the Titans, I'm kind of like, is he?
Right. Tennessee's had one turnover this whole season. I think it was a Derrick Henry fumble.
Yeah.
Possession time, Tennessee averages 35 minutes. First downs, they have 21. Jacksonville has 12. Tennessee has 340 total yards a game. Jacksonville's got 292, which is not a huge difference. That could go either way. And Fournette is healthy, right?
Yes.
Right. And that's in Jacksonville. So that could be scary for the Titans.
Already lost him once.
Well, but the Titans usually are pretty good about beating them. The only person they get their ass whooped consistently by is
Colts have their number.
And even the Texans, I mean, they'll hold their own. But it's, I don't know. I mean, it's different. The Bills versus the Titans. The Bills have won the last 2 matchups that they've had. And one was by one. They were both by 1 point. Both wins, the Bills. So this and the Titans, the third game, beat them by 1 point. So this is going to, hey, you can bet your bottom dollar.
It's going to come down to a point.
If it's anything like the last 2 games, take the under. 13-12, 13-14. This game's probably going to come out dick swinging too, so don't. Take the over. Last 2 short,
Yeah.
Just do your thing.
Yeah.
So we're getting to that time of year where more sports are coming into season. We've got 4 major sports going on. One's out the door, the MLB playoffs. And Carlisle, how are you feeling about these MLB playoffs, considering your St. Louis Cardinals are they're in the race for the pennant?
They sure are, but
R.I.P.
Just R.I.P. We have an American League wildcard game going on right now.
Oh shit, that's all you're giving them?
And the Athletics.
Yeah.
We're not really a sad podcast. We're not trying to yank your emotion chain.
But the owner did die of the St. Louis Cardinals today.
Did.
R.I.P. to him and his great legacy that he's left behind. He's managed a great baseball team, and we love him.
Probably one of the most historic franchises in America.
Ever. And we're not going to say his name in remembrance of his family and friends. So the Cardinals and Braves, game 1 tomorrow, 4:02 p.m. Weird start time, but that's the time of angels.
Yep.
That's the time of angels.
Sure is.
We also have another game tomorrow at 7:37 p.m. Another weird start time.
Ooh.
Nationals and Dodgers. This is going to be an AL matchup that I think is going to be very good for the game. I think the Dodgers sweep the Nationals.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Huh. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah. We'll go. Got that Bryce Hop on his lip.
Man, I had something. It wasn't good. I tell you, ladies. I mean, men. I mean, ladies.
Aliens.
I mean, aliens. So we don't know who's going to be playing the Astros just yet. But
Because that's being decided right now.
right, but the Twins and the Yankees. So that's going to be a very interesting matchup. I can't wait to
Rays
see.
and the Athletics.
I think that the Twins have been very hot this year, like consistently.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that the Yankees could. I think they win the series, but I think it goes 6 or 7.
Yeah.
I do think it's going to be 6 or 7. I think the Cardinals beat the Braves in 6.
Okay. I like that. That's going to rip the Southeast apart. Everybody's either a Braves fan or a Cardinals fan here.
You ain't lying, son. Hey, boots to governor on that one.
Boots to governor, son.
Who do you think is the World Series champ this
Oh,
year?
shit.
Who do you think wins it? It's not way too early, but it's early. I mean, you can't really tell. And that's why we do it.
You know, I like my Cardinals.
Hey.
But I really like the Dodgers.
Yeah.
I also like the Astros.
Yeah.
The
So you're
Yankees
just gonna
look
name
good.
every team?
Yeah, they all have a chance to win because they're that good.
Yeah.
But the Nationals, I don't like them too much. What are you breaking my
Scoot
chair?
over, you fucking asshole. You fucking asshole. Why don't you fucking scoot over here? You're chilling on the west side, need to go to the east side.
If I get any closer to you, we're gonna be wearing the same clothes.
Hey, I tell ya.
What the fuck?
Yours are big enough.
They sure are.
All right.
Your mama's sitting in here with me.
Yeah. Where is she at?
Oh, she's down there. Trust me.
Has that one's been kicking my leg? Oh, you silly goose.
Chicken you.
I think that the Yankees won the World Series this year, as much as it pains me to say.
What kind of color your socks, boy?
Bro, I know.
What color
You
them
know me,
socks
dog.
you got
know me,
on?
dog. You know what I'm about.
You don't got them white socks on.
But I'm just saying, bro.
Stop playing.
At the same time, it's like they're good. You know what I'm saying? Dude, they've been good the whole year. They're fucking ripping
They're 103.59.
shots.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, man, look. I'm just saying. I think that this is going to be a good series. I don't think it's going to be as. Like, I think a lot of people are expecting the Yankees to fuck them up, and I don't think. I mean, I think they will, but I think it's going to be. I think the Twins are going to hold their own.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say that. And that's talking baseball. NHL started tonight. We're kicking some ice, aren't we?
Yeah, we're make sure you make sure you check in your cup, huh?
We're just fucking around, you know. I fucked your mother.
I fucked your mother. We got the Capitals and the Blues tied 2-2 now.
Yeah, that's so. There's 40 seconds left in the third.
Oilers leading Canucks.
Third period.
3 minutes in the first.
Senators lost today to the Maple Leafs, which a lot of people have favored to win the cup this year.
Sure did. Supposed to be the fastest team on ice this year.
Fastest team on ice.
Now we got the Golden Knights and the Sharks both tied at 0-0 with 19 minutes left in the first.
Wait, did that start already? Really?
Yeah, it sure did.
I didn't fucking.
It's actually been going for 15 seconds.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I don't even know why I pay for this subscription. And that was talking hockey. So, look, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get more into the hockey stuff soon. It's a long season. We got a long way to go. But NCAA football also has a long way to go, doesn't it, Carlisle? But not long enough.
It's not long enough. It's like a...
What is that? What is that? What happened? Not long enough.
Not long enough, you say?
All right, so podcast people, we don't know what happened. We love you. Video people, you saw the whole thing. We don't know what happened.
Hey, you guys saw it first.
Yeah. Weird. So, NCAA football. Give me, right now, your top 4 in the NCAA college football playoff. Yeah. I just threw a curveball at you. You weren't even expecting it. We didn't even prep for that.
Yeah, we
didn't even talk about that.
Okay.
It's like a first date. Hey, have a kid. That was like the third date. Would be more surprising, I guess.
Okay. I'm going to go. Okay. Number 1.
You can write it down.
Alabama.
You can write it down. Wait, so you think that's the 1 seed going in? Whew. I think they lose to Auburn this year, dog.
No.
Okay.
See, Ole Miss tested them.
Give me it.
Ole Miss scared Alabama, and you saw what happened.
It's friction, baby.
when they release it, they're like number one. Number one will be Alabama.
Number one will be Alabama.
Number two.
Number two.
Oh boy, this is it's tough. It's tough stuff right here.
It's not tough enough.
I'm gonna go on a limb here. Ohio State.
Is it two? Is it two, bro?
Now, I know they have a weak schedule, but they're absolutely wrecking folks. Clemson is scaring me, man. Why are you hanging around with Mac Brown? First year Mac Brown. Come on, Dabo. I've seen way better football.
Right. Their defense is not near as good. They lost 3 defensive linemen to the draft.
Because of that respective resume, I'm going to put them at the 3 spot. Got Clemson at 3. 4, I'm going to go ahead and give it to just Jalen Hurts and the Sooners, baby. Now, my honorable mentions, Georgia.
That's a whack-ass top 4 dog.
Oh, no. Fuck no. That's just what I think's going to happen. I think Georgia's going to end up beaten in the SEC Championship, and there may be another game that's going to eliminate them. LSU will lose to Alabama in another game.
All right. Let me see this. My number 1 in the nation, number 1 team in the nation in the college football playoff this year will be Oklahoma. They will win out their schedule. They've been thumping folks. They
Alabama's
look poised.
Gonna win out.
They've got a
Alabama's
defense.
going to win out.
Okay, that's why they're my number 2. Alabama is my number 2.
But the SEC's stronger. That's why they'd be number 1, and Oklahoma would be 2.
Alabama's going to lose to Auburn. I'm telling you, they're not going to beat Auburn this year. You heard it here first. And that is why Ohio State is going to be my number 3 team in the nation, because I believe that Ohio State will win out.
I think Ohio State's serious.
I think Ohio State's very good.
From what I've seen from a football aspect, they look very serious.
I think they could win out, but I still think that an Oklahoma and an Alabama team will get the nod over them, just because they have been all year. Like,
and it's
well,
what happens.
the AP poll has Ohio State 4 and Oklahoma 6, so that could change. But this is just me going out on a limb here. I think Ohio State could lose a fucking Big Ten game at home.
Mm-hmm. Sure
To Nebraska or Northwestern or some shit. Well, they just thumped Nebraska, but you know what I'm saying. That kind of game.
So who's that highly anticipated number 4 spot?
The Auburn Tigers. Honorable mention, LSU and Wisconsin.
What about Georgia? You leaving out Georgia?
I'm leaving out Georgia. You left out Georgia.
No, I said, yeah, I did. I said that honorable mention.
Dude.
How you going to put Georgia over Auburn? Georgia's going to beat Auburn. You know they play every year.
Yeah, and I don't think Georgia's going to beat Auburn. I don't think Georgia's going to beat Auburn, and this is why. They could barely beat a Notre Dame team who can't beat anybody. They were 30-6 against Vandy. Some people think that's good. I don't think that's that impressive. And if you go back and watch the Tennessee game that had a very similar score to that, the Tennessee Volunteers could have had that in the first half.
Tennessee Vols beat Auburn last year.
I'm talking about Tennessee playing Florida this year. It's a similar score to that team, the Vandy Georgia game. So it's going. I'm just saying that score scares me. They beat Arkansas State and Murray State. So listen to this. They've got the threats that they have to play the Bulldogs. They've got Florida, Auburn, and A&M. And they play Georgia Tech in the last game like they always do. Georgia's offense hasn't looked as good, and I do think that they have some problems that they haven't addressed. I think they've realized that Chaney wasn't the issue.
Chaney is not.
And I'm trying to come around to that. I'm trying to give him a chance. I just want...
I think it's a little personnel issue.
It is. But yeah, man, I think Georgia could crumble, unfortunately. I want them to do well, but they haven't showed me a lot. I think they definitely have the talent. I think DeAndre Swift's one of the most underrated running backs.
I think Georgia's good. The only reason I didn't put him in is their receivers are young. George Pickens, all those guys are young. But, dude, man, and next year, watch the fuck out.
And, man, LSU I really like. I like LSU.
I like Joe Burrow. I mean, they've had this is the first time LSU's had a quarterback since Jamarcus Russell.
And he right now has the same amount of touchdowns he had all of last season. And, dude, they're still third in the SEC West. So that just goes to show, like, that's fucking ridiculous, man.
It's the SEC, baby.
So, even LSU's still got a rough schedule ahead. They play Florida, Alabama, and A&M. I mean,
and
then
and State
they play Auburn.
and Ole Miss.
They don't play Auburn.
They do.
LSU doesn't play. Oh shit, they do.
They're in the West.
Oh yeah, so they play in a row. They play Florida, Mississippi State, Auburn, Alabama, Mississippi State, Arkansas, A&M.
Yeah, they got a little slate, man. The SEC West is tough.
That's a gauntlet to run through. And then, not to mention, so I think the number one hardest schedule in the NCAA is Auburn, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have the hardest schedule. And they've already, I mean, man, if you're asking me, they've already impressed me with, like, okay, so
Oregon.
A&M comes in, they beat them by 8. Well, they were in A&M. And then 27-21, they beat Oregon on the big stage.
Stomp Mississippi State.
They've got Florida, they've got LSU, they've got Georgia, and they've got Alabama. All SEC teams ranked in the top 10. And they've already beat 2 top 25 teams, 117, one number 11. And then you play the number 10, the number 5, the number 3, and the number 1. And it gets harder each time. It's like you're fucking leveling up.
Mm-hmm.
And in between those games, you play Arkansas and you play Ole Miss. And like,
SEC teams.
those are still SEC teams.
And Ole Miss was beating Alabama into the second quarter. It was 10-7.
Straight up.
And then Alabama gonna Alabama.
Alabama's going to Alabama. I like that, though. I like that. Give me your top 5 games for this week, and we'll close out the show. We'll make sure everybody's happy.
Auburn, Florida.
That's your number 1,
It's
obviously.
the number 1.
Right.
And these are really in no order, but they're all pretty good. Michigan State, Ohio State.
Yes, I have that as well.
Iowa and Michigan.
I have that as well.
Oklahoma State and Texas Tech.
I don't have that, but that's going to be a Big 12 shootout, man.
It's a Big 12 shootout.
That's a Big 12 shootout. Is that a night game? Please tell me that's a night game.
I mean, more than likely.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna
it
find
just
this
sounds
out.
like a night game.
I'm going to find this out.
They're both going to wear black because that's how they roll, baby. And then I got Cal and Oregon. That's really it. Nothing going on. Tennessee, Georgia, wash.
I have Tennessee, Georgia on mine just because I'm a
Wash.
psychopath.
Penn State, Purdue, wash.
Oklahoma State, Texas Tech.
It's
That's 11
11
a.m.,
What?
bro. That's a turn off. I mean, I'll still
watch it.
but it's like,
Yeah, I still hit, but she ain't got makeup on.
no.
Neither of you guys have Air Force Navy?
I think that'll be a good game, but I think Navy's gonna win.
You must be insane, dude.
I'm kidding.
Force
No, I'm kidding.
all
I'm kidding.
The way.
Go Air
kidding.
Force.
I'm kidding.
And SCO Buffs.
Yeah. Go Buffs. Go Buffs.
Buff SCO. SCO Buffs.
Spo Guffs.
SCO Buffs.
Y'all are speaking like some true buffs over
And
there.
we're gonna end the show on that note. We love you. We're gonna see you soon. We're improving. I hope you noticed that. If you don't, fuck it.